Tonight, we are going to be unlocking the truth about expanding our consciousness and diving and delving into the mysteries of moving in between dimensions, from third density reality to fourth density reality to fifth density reality. So if this is a new concept for you and you're a little curious, your ears are kind of perked up, stick around, you're meant to be here. And if you are very familiar with navigating dimensions, along with all the talk of the mystics with fifth dimensional reality, definitely tune into this live session. I was kind of born to share this information I'm going to be sharing with you 12 keys on how to navigate in between these dimensions from my own personal experience from the past 15 years. And I will also be sharing with you the bonus feature of how to get money to fall from the sky. So, dimensional realities. Let's break it down a little bit. What am I talking about? So, third density reality, 3D, is the physical world. We can say the earth plane in terms of having there be duality or polarity. Hi, Tree Bear. Hi, Amanda. Great to have you here. And it's where a tree looks solid. Okay, we experience scarcity. We deal with gravity, where if you get on a roof and you jump off, and 3D, you're going to fall and maybe not injure yourself, but definitely fall flat on the ground. Fourth dimensional reality is what we're really going to be talking about in this session today. And that is where we begin to transform our consciousness, right? Where we get to tap in a little bit more into our intuition, our inner wisdom, getting closer and more accepting of fifth dimensional reality, which is when we're all one. We are experiencing unity, interconnectedness, abundance, where we feel fully supported and connected at all times. And so I have a little outline so I don't jump around too much tonight. So 3D, I think we understand that is this physical world. I hit a table and it is hard. Fourth dimensional reality is what we're really transitioning into right now. You're watching this. This is really the dimension that you're more a part of. Okay. And this is when you are thinking of somebody and they call, right? You're needing to sell your car and then you end up meeting somebody at a restaurant or a bar and they need to buy a car. Things come to you. What you need is provided. We call this manifesting. Right? And when we get to the dimensions as well, I want to point out that each dimension exists within each dimension. So like the number 5, okay? 3 is in the number 5. So the third dimensional reality is in the fourth dimensional reality. Third and fourth are in the fifth dimensional reality. So if you're in the fourth dimensional reality, if you get on a roof and you jump off and think you're going to fly, you're still going to fall and flat. I'm going to just say it, fall flat on your face with gravity. But you get to learn and navigate different ways in which you can fly within this dimension that may be in your mind's eye. We might hear of exploring past lives, regression, or doing inner journeying. You can definitely leave your body and connect more into higher dimensions. And so let me dive in to the keys as we do this, okay? So what I've been talking about, fourth dimensional reality, is about manifesting, okay? And it's about building trust to the connections and what you're creating. So it's about gaining greater awareness into your intuition and your truth, and then acting upon it, right? So taking action with saying yes or saying no. And so we'll dive into the first 4 keys for helping you transition from third density reality to fourth dimensional reality, which is preparing us for perhaps fifth dimensional reality. So the first key to changing dimensions is to follow your enthusiasm. Follow your enthusiasm. This is one of the primary ways to manifest. So notice what you are excited about and follow it. Key number 2, right? When we come into the fourth dimensional reality, is learning how to speak your truth. So an example can be, so here we're learning how to trust our intuition, and you can maybe be in a bad relationship, a toxic relationship, and you don't speak your truth. Okay. And then you watch this relationship. You may not be speaking your truth because you're afraid of maybe hurting the other person or having them leave you. And you make yourself small, and then they end up leaving anyways. Okay. So you're like, maybe I should start speaking my truth. And the lesson will keep presenting itself to you, right? So say you're in a relationship that we just talked about, you realize you didn't speak your truth in it, then you get the next opportunity in your next relationship to speak the truth. And you may, the challenge will keep coming up until you learn to express your truth. So how do you speak your truth? Oftentimes we're afraid to speak our truth. It took me a toxic relationship to learn how to speak my truth. Is that normally has to do with we've been hurt in past lives, maybe killed for speaking our truth, or maybe in this lifetime, we may have felt shamed when we were younger for speaking our truth. And so we have to reteach ourselves how to express that. And the way that we can do that is the heart is right beneath the throat. And so knowing that everything you're saying is coming from a place of love, you can speak it. So if you feel a knot in your throat, check in with your heart and then speak it. It takes courage to do it at first as we are building our connection to our intuition. And a key component is speaking your truth and expressing yourself. And these keys are going to start to kind of blend together as I speak about this. And so the key that I've been, number 3, that I've kind of mentioned in this, that I already kind of mentioned, is that if you haven't learned your lesson, it's going to keep repeating itself. Okay, so I just gave the example of speaking your truth. If you aren't speaking your truth, and you have this relationship and it ends, and then you have another relationship and you're still not speaking your truth, you're going to start to see you're going to have moments of almost seeing the exact same thing and a little bit of a situation happen again. The lesson will keep repeating itself until you have resolved it, until you've gotten the courage to kind of trust your intuition and take more action. Okay, and so then for key number 4, which ties into, of course, the first 3, just like how the densities combine into each other, is that, so in the fourth dimensional reality, we're learning how to trust our intuition. We're learning how to express ourselves and trust that we are being guided. And so as you build connection with your intuition, key number 4 is, if you don't get a 100% yes for doing something, wait longer. I like to play with this with text messaging or an email. We all have our thing, but communication is really this is one example of how to work with it. If it's not 100% yes for maybe communicating with another person, wait a little bit longer. Or if you don't like your job, right? If you're going through a challenging time, welcome to fourth dimensional reality. You are definitely getting stretched. But if you aren't getting 100% yes to stay at your job, look and listen, take a little bit more curiosity in why you aren't fully there. start to just pay a little bit more attention to when it is 100% yes and when it's not quite there. Where with texting, just to follow up, where wait to hit that send button when you feel really good about it. And you'll watch, if you wait 10 minutes, 24 hours, you will feel so much better. So way to practice with your intuition there. All right. Starting to get a little bit more comfortable for this live. I always get kind of jazzed up. The fourth dimensional reality, it's expansive. Just how the third dimensional reality is expansive. We can spend our whole life in 3D. You know, a lot of people, most people around us spend their entire life in 3D. And what does that mean? That means that people that don't want to grow, maybe they're miserable, right? They're in physical pain or they're sick, and you offer them a new way of eating. They don't want to change their diet. They don't want to get therapy. They don't want to do energy healing. They don't want to change. Okay. They're, from a higher standpoint, they're happy the way they are. Let them stay in 3D. It's not their journey. And for us coming into the fourth dimensional reality, you do find that not everyone can come with you. This is your personal experience of connecting deeper with your consciousness, your intuition. It is your journey. Okay. And so then the fourth dimensional reality is very wide as well, very expansive as well. So the first kind of part of it is that manifesting, learning to understand your intuition a little bit more, when to act upon it, when to not act upon it. The next layer is purging the karmas, becoming a little bit lighter, we could say, which means that the whispers of your hurt self, your wounded self, kind of raise their hand and they ask to be healed, right? So key number 5 is becoming the observer to your thoughts and to your emotions. And what that means is turning and facing them, right? We all have that haunting shame whispering in our ear, that story that repeats over and over again, maybe in one ear. And in the other ear, it's that future conversation we're supposed to have with somebody. We keep having that conversation over and over in our heads. And often what we do is we shame that part of ourselves. We say, go away, past hurt self, shame that's already happened, move forward, get over it. Or to the future conversation is, we turn and face and say, hey, guess what? That conversation's never going to happen. So stop talking about it. And we have to let it come forward. Okay, we need to observe and have conversations with the parts of ourselves that are wounded. It's extremely uncomfortable. It does not feel good. I can't tell you when it's going to end. But we have to sit there, which is key number 6, and let this emotion massage through us. Okay? Having to feel your emotions, face them, and let them tell their story. When we come into fourth dimensional reality, this is when our ego shatters. We are often thrown into the pit and have to climb our way out because we're being stretched to understand and trust ourselves on a deeper level, becoming lighter in this dimension. And with that, we have to heal our wounded self. Go from destroying the ego to healing it. The fourth dimension is all about letting go, all about releasing, healing, and accepting yourself, loving yourself, embracing all that you are as a divine being. And so the next keys I'm going to share with you is that it takes courage and it takes practice to connect with yourself and your intuition. It isn't easy, and you're going to get it wrong, where you're going to learn the difference between intuition and impulse, where you'll start to connect in to knowing, okay, I should act upon my intuition because it's speaking to me, and you might get it wrong. And you get to start over and just keep trying, keep building that trust and that connection with yourself, because things do start to fall into place. And in trusting, key number 8, that the universe has your back. And as you expand and keep going more, you're going to continually get a little bit more stretched, where you just have to keep trusting and letting go that the universe has your back. And even if you don't know where you're going to live in 4 days, you don't know where you should live, this is when we sit down and we start to ask for help. We connect in with our faith, and we ask for the highest good to be put forward for us. For me, like I've been saying, I've been learning about this dimension for, the past 10 to 15 years. And there was a point when I didn't know where I was going to live. I had a week to figure it out. And I was going to rent from this person. This is when I was living in Boulder, and person fell through. And so I took a week off from serving at my practice, and I said, I have to practice what I preach. And I sat where I was staying and I prayed, and I said, God, I don't know what kind of home I want to manifest. I need your help. And I have 4 days. So if you can please help me out. And I just kept letting go and observing the fear that would come up for me, the emotions, the stories. I just kept letting it come forward, observing it, not attaching to it, and asking for help, and putting my money where my mouth is, and trusting that everything that I've been preaching was true. And so what I said, 4 days, this is Wednesday, kind of Monday through Wednesday. Saturday, out of the blue, apartment suite opens up for me, free for me to live in. And then the next day, my partner found a house that we ended up buying and now moving to Virginia. And it's glorious. And so it was exactly what I wanted, more because I wasn't able to visualize myself living in the Appalachian Mountains in Virginia. So trust that the universe has your back, even when you're in excruciating pain, when you don't know what tomorrow is bringing for you. Keep trusting and having the courage to take action. So again, if you don't like your job, or you are just unhappy in life, I've been there. You get the whispers, right? That you're not happy and you don't know what to do. And you have to listen to your heart and follow it. Follow that enthusiasm, and you will probably be terrified and you will be taken care of. So trust yourself and the journey that you are on. Which brings us into the 9th key, which is develop your deeper awareness, becoming aware and listening and watching, right? There's no such thing as failure. What it means is there's another door that's opening up for you to go through. Okay. And so you might even see different things lining up, telling you this story that you're looking to gain insight on. Pay attention to what's happening around you to gain insight and clarity on how to move forward. Like I was saying, the universe has your back and you don't have to figure it out in the dark. Okay. Pay attention to where you are being shown the light to move forward. And if you don't know what to do, was it key number 2? Wait a little bit longer. Wait to be shown. The fourth dimensional reality is all about being shown, purging the layers of the third density reality, which is pain, scarcity, polarity, the duality of being bad. And we have to learn how to release that. So keep trusting, which comes to key number 10, which is have gratitude, which is another key component for manifesting, is that having gratitude and following your enthusiasm is the key to manifesting, but is the key in the gateway to having the life that you want. Being grateful for even when things are hard, when you are going through tough times, saying, thank you for giving me this opportunity to feel this darkness, this depth of pain, because if I can feel this much pain, then I can feel this much love on the other side. Again, being able to expand and open up a little bit more to trusting you're being taken care of, you're being provided for, everything is happening for your highest good. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. A way to practice gratitude is obviously saying thank you. And, even I have some mala beads that you can get, and you can just go one bead at a time, saying thank you on them. So I'm not going to do it right now, but thank you, all the way around. 108 times is a really powerful way to practice gratitude as well. And which brings us into the final 2 tips, which is in 4D, it's about expanding into deeper realms. Okay, you begin to like when a loved one passes, you feel their angelic presence, right? Or if you're connected with Christ, you feel Jesus with you and in your heart and supporting you. You may find that other sorts of higher consciousnesses will begin to present themselves to you, or you'll be guided to read a book or watch a movie or be a part of an inner circle that connects in with these higher dimensional beings. And with that, it's great. They share new perspectives. It's fabulous. You expand as well. But it's important to know that you are the powerful one. You're the most powerful person in the room. Okay, so as you begin to expand your awareness and connect with other consciousnesses, other beings, always trust what resonates for you. And anybody talking to you about what's going to happen in the future, throw it out the window. I haven't seen any psychic, any medium, any consciousness that I've worked with directly, or been in a circle with, or listened to, or read about that's predicted the future. I find that there's so many timelines taking place that 10 years could really be 100,000 years. So be present, be you, know that you have just as great a capability as predicting the future as any other person or any other psychic in the room. Which brings to the final key, which is don't rush it. You're on the journey, and the destination, the final destination is you. And so again, be present. The journey is all that matters, and you, again, are the most important part of it. And then comes the bonus feature, how to make money fall from the sky. And the way you make money fall from the sky is you start to become generous with it. You start to give it away. And when you connect into the frequency of money, right, it's actually quite friendly. So in 3D, third dimensional reality, we believe in scarcity. right? It's natural. We're human. It's a part of it. And then in 5D, the abundance. We're all one. And so 4D, how do we get there? And the way I like to play with it is that is with tipping, right? So whatever you're tipping right now, double it every once in a while or all the time. So if you buy coffee and you don't tip the barista, tip them $1. Or if you tip them $1, tip them $2. If you tip them $2, tip them $4. And start watching the money come right back to you. It's a fascinating way to be connected with abundance. And with all the other keys that I shared, of course, gratitude is a big one as well. So I just covered a lot. I haven't ever shared it on a live stream as much as I even practiced it. So let me know what comes up for you. Maybe times that you've experienced being manifesting, right? Or you have emotions that you don't know how to get through. Again, just keep trusting that you are being provided for. The universe has your highest good in mind, and share your comments so we can have a great conversation about it. Thank you for being here.